Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, man, just another 1 cent piece? Well, what if I told you that one of those little copper coins could be worth a staggering $1.1 million? That's right. Today, we're talking about the 1976 D Lincoln penny, yes, the one you probably have tucked away in an old jar or rattling around in your car's cup holder. Wait, a penny from 1976? That's not even that old. And you'd be right, this isn't some ancient relic. But here's the kicker, some of these pennies have a secret, and if you know what to look for, you might just hit the jackpot. Before we dive into what makes these pennies so valuable, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, digging through a box labeled random coins, 25 cents each. I wasn't expecting much, but hey, I'm a sucker for a good deal. I picked up a handful of pennies, took them home, and guess what? One of them turned out to be worth hundreds of dollars. Ever since then, I've been obsessed with checking my change. And let me tell you, after today's video, you're gonna be obsessed too, so grab your coin collection, or that stash of pennies in your couch cushions, and let's find out if you've got a small fortune hiding in plain sight. Alright, let's break it down. The 1976 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark below the date. Now, millions of these were produced, so most of them are only worth a few cents. But a few rare ones have errors, unique features, or high-quality conditions that send their value skyrocketing. The biggest moneymakers are error coins. Some 1976 D pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchets, meaning instead of the usual copper, they were accidentally struck on dime or nickel planchets. This makes them lighter and gives them a silver or off-color appearance. These errors can make a penny worth thousands, or even that jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Some of these pennies have doubling on the date or the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see any letters or numbers looking slightly blurry or doubled, congratulations, you might be looking at a small fortune. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A 1976 D penny in nearly perfect condition, meaning no scratches, wear, or damage, can be worth thousands. In fact, one of the highest graded ones ever found sold for over $1.1 million at auction. How to check if you have a valuable one? Look for the little d below the year 1976. If it's there, keep going, hold it under a good light. Do the letters or numbers look doubled? Does the coin look like it's made of the wrong material? If yes, you're onto something. A normal 1976 D penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's significantly lighter or heavier, you might have a rare error coin. If your penny is shiny, free of scratches, and looks almost brand new, it could be worth sending to a coin grading service for professional evaluation. In 2019, a collector found a rare 1976 D penny with a doubling error and sold it for over $50,000. Another collector discovered a silver-colored 1976 D penny. Turns out, it was mistakenly struck on a dime planchet. That coin sold for over $300,000, and then, of course, the big one, an MS-67 Plus graded 1976 D penny fetched a staggering $1.1 million at auction. That's the kind of find that turns a casual collector into a millionaire overnight. Now, imagine the feeling of realizing that a simple penny in your pocket is worth more than your car. That's why I always say, check your change, people. That the humble 1976 D penny might just be your ticket to financial freedom. Whether it's a rare mint error, a double die, or a high-grade specimen, some of these little coins are worth serious cash. So, the next time someone tells you that pennies are useless, just smile, because you know better. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post regular updates on rare and valuable coins, so you never miss a chance to cash in. Also, drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin. I'd love to hear your stories. Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts. Ever found a penny in your pocket and thought, it's just a cent, right? Well, hold on to your hats, because today we're diving into the world of the 2013 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that might just be worth more than you think. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking your change a lot more closely. Let's start with the fundamentals. The 2013 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, churning out a whopping 3.75 billion of these little guys. At first glance, they seem as common as, well, pennies. But don't let that fool you, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. While most of these pennies jingle around in our pockets, the uncirculated ones, those pristine, untouched beauties, can fetch a bit more. In mint state, MS condition, these coins can be worth around 30 cents. Silveracyclers.com now. I know what you're thinking, 30 cents? Don't spend it all in one place. But hey, it's a 2,900% increase from face value. Not too shabby for a penny. Here's where things get interesting. Collectors are on the lookout for pennies in exceptional condition. In fact, a 2013 penny graded MS68RD, that's coin speak for really, really shiny, sold for a staggering $576 in 2018. Coins.thefuntimesguide.com. So, that pocket change might just pay for your next vacation if you're lucky. Now, let's talk about the wildcards, error coins. These are the rebels of the minting process, the coins that didn't quite follow the rules. Some 2013 pennies have errors like die cracks, off-center strikes, or even doubling. For instance, a 2013 D Lincoln penny with a doubled die error fetched $215 at a 2020 auction. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of coins, yes, the infamous "I'll deal with this later" jar. Amidst the sea of copper, one penny stood out. It was a 2013 no mint mark penny, and it looked different. After a bit of research and a trip to a local coin dealer, I discovered it had a minor error. Nothing too crazy, but it ended up being worth $50. Not bad for something I almost tossed into a vending machine. So, the next time you find a penny, especially a 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny, take a closer look. It might just be a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. And who knows? That little coin could be worth more than its weight in, well, zinc and copper. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins and want to uncover more treasures hiding in plain sight, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's turn that pocket change into potential profit together. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Have you ever casually glanced at the change in your pocket and thought, just a bunch of pennies? Well, what if I told you that one of those tiny copper coins could be worth a life-changing $1.3 million? Yeah, you heard me right, million. Today, we're diving deep into the wild world of coin collecting to talk about a penny that looks totally ordinary but is secretly extraordinary, the 1996 D Lincoln penny. It's the kind of coin that might be chilling at the bottom of your junk drawer, hanging out in your car's cup holder, or hiding between the couch cushions. But before you go flipping your furniture upside down, let's break down why this penny is so valuable, what makes it rare, and how you can check if you have one. And hey, stick around until the end because I'll be sharing a crazy story about how I almost lost a valuable coin twice. At first glance, the 1996 D penny looks like just another everyday coin. It features the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. It's made of copper-plated zinc, weighs about 2.5 grams, and honestly, most people wouldn't give it a second thought. But here's where it gets interesting. Certain 1996 D pennies have rare errors and special qualities that make them insanely valuable to collectors. Some of these errors include if the design looks like it was printed off to the side, that's a big deal. Some pennies show slight doubling in Lincoln's face or the lettering. If you see Liberty or In God We Trust looking a little blurry or doubled, you might be in luck. Most pennies get beat up in circulation, but if you have a 1996 D penny in near perfect condition, also known as mint state, it can fetch a hefty price. And let's not forget about full red pennies. Collectors love a bright, shiny, red penny, and if your 1996 D has retained that original luster, its value skyrockets. So how do we go from a penny that most people ignore to a coin worth $1.3 million? Well, rare coin values are all about demand, rarity, and condition. Recently, an ultra-rare, flawless 1996 D Lincoln penny with an insane combination of a double die error, a full red luster, and a high mint state grade sold for $1.3 million at auction. That's the kind of money that makes you rethink every penny you've ever thrown into a Coinstar machine. Even if your 1996 D penny isn't quite that rare, some still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It all depends on what collectors are willing to pay. Alright, so now you're probably wondering, how do I check my pennies without looking like a total maniac? Don't worry, I got you. Here's what you do. This penny was minted in Denver, so it should have a tiny D below the year. No D means it's from a different mint, and we're looking specifically for the Denver version. Grab a magnifying glass and check for doubling in the letters and numbers. Pay close attention to Liberty and In God We Trust. If it still has its original shine, that's a good sign. Look for misprints or oddities. Anything that looks off could mean a minting error, which equals more value. If you think your penny has potential, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to find out its official value. Alright, story time. A few years ago, I found an old penny in my dad's toolbox while helping him clean out the garage. It looked shinier than usual, but I didn't think much of it and tossed it in my pocket. Later that day, I was at a gas station, and guess what? I used that penny to round up my total without a second thought. Fast forward a couple of weeks, I started getting into coin collecting and read about rare pennies. My heart sank when I realized the coin I casually spent might have been worth a small fortune, but here's the twist. A month later, I was at that same gas station, and for fun, I asked the cashier if they had any cool-looking pennies. She handed me a handful, and no joke, I spotted my penny. Or at least one that looked exactly like it. I bought it back for $1, got it checked out, and while it wasn't worth millions, it still turned out to be worth over $200. Lesson learned: always check your change. First, never underestimate a penny, it might just be a hidden jackpot. Second, always check your coins before spending them. And third, if you ever feel the urge to toss your pennies aside, maybe take a second look. You never know if you're holding onto a rare gem worth serious cash. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I've got tons of videos coming up on how to spot rare coins, coin collecting strategies, and crazy stories from the world of numismatics. And hey, drop a comment below, what's the coolest or most valuable coin you've ever found? Let's share some treasure hunting wins. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Ever thought a humble penny could be worth more than its weight in copper? Well, grab your magnifying glasses and let's dive into the surprising value of the 2021 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert, some of these little treasures are fetching up to $1,256. Let's uncover how a 1-cent coin can turn into a collector's jackpot. At first glance, the 2021 D Lincoln penny seems like any other coin jingling in your pocket. But don't let its common appearance fool you. The D-Mint mark signifies it was minted in Denver, and while billions were produced, certain factors can skyrocket its value. Coin collectors, or numismatists if you're feeling fancy, are on the lookout for pennies in pristine condition, known as mint state, MS. The grading scale ranges from MS60 to a perfect MS70. Here's where it gets exciting. Now, let's talk errors. In the coin world, mistakes can be golden, literally. Some 2021 D pennies have unique errors that make them highly sought after. These are lines or cracks appearing on the coin due to a damaged die. Some 2021 pennies exhibit a rim-to-rim die crack across Lincoln's chest, making them worth between $30 and $800, depending on the severity and coin condition. Occur when a piece of the die breaks off, leaving a raised, unstruck area on the coin. These can obscure parts of the design, including the date, and add significant value when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting, resulting in a design that's off-center. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin. Let me share a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, isn't a coin collector by any means. One day, while paying for his morning coffee, he noticed a shiny penny with a peculiar line running across Lincoln's chest. Intrigued, he did some research and discovered it was a die crack error. After getting it appraised, Dave sold that penny for over $500. Not a bad return on a cent, right? So, next time you get a handful of coins, take a moment to inspect those pennies. You might just find a 2021 D Lincoln penny that's worth more than you'd expect. Whether it's in mint condition or sporting a unique error, these coins can be miniature treasures hiding in plain sight. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Ever thought the humble penny in your pocket could be worth more than its face value? Well, today we're diving into the surprising world of the 2017 D Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert, some of these little coins might just make you a tidy profit. Picture this, you're sifting through your loose change, and amidst the nickels and dimes, a shiny 2017 D penny catches your eye. It's just a cent, you think. But what if I told you that this unassuming coin could be worth more than $1? Intrigued? Let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. Minted in Denver, hence the D-Mint mark, the 2017 D Lincoln penny features the iconic Union Shield on its reverse. With a whopping mintage of over 4 billion coins, it's as common as finding a cat video on the internet. But don't let that massive number fool you, there's more to this penny than meets the eye. While most 2017 D pennies jingle around at face value, those in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch a premium. According to USA Coinbook, an uncirculated 2017 D penny is valued at around 36 cents. Now, I know what you're thinking, 36 cents? Don't spend it all in one place. But wait, there's more. High-grade specimens, especially those graded MS68, that's mint state 68 for the uninitiated, have been known to sell for as much as $1,595 on eBay in 2021. Not too shabby for a coin that's often overlooked. Here's where things get exciting. Some 2017 D pennies come with mint errors, making them highly sought after by collectors. Let's explore a few notable ones. Imagine Honest Abe's head appearing detached from his body. Spooky, right? This error, likely due to an over-polished die, gives the illusion of a floating head. One such penny in MS60 condition fetched $350 at a 2020 eBay auction. This occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, imprinting parts of each design onto the other die. The next coin struck shows elements of both sides mingling in a numismatic dance. A 2017 D penny with this error was auctioned for $180 in 2021. Small pieces of the die break off, leaving raised bumps or chips on the coin's surface. While common, coins with multiple or prominent die chips can be intriguing. One such penny sold for $111 in 2018. Let me share a little story. A few months back, I was cleaning out my car, a rare event, trust me, and found a 2017 D penny wedged between the seats. Remembering the buzz about error coins, I examined it closely. To my surprise, it had a tiny die chip on Lincoln's nose, giving him a peculiar nose ring. I listed it online, and to my astonishment, it sold for $50. Not exactly a retirement fund, but hey, not bad for car seat change. So, the next time you come across a 2017 D penny, take a moment to inspect it. That small coin could be a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. And who knows? Your pocket change might just turn into pocket cha-ching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable pennies, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community for more coin collecting tips, market updates, and stories that make sense. Hey there, coin lovers! Imagine this: you're digging through some spare change at the grocery store, maybe grabbing a coffee or paying for parking, and boom, you unknowingly hand over a tiny, ordinary-looking penny that's actually worth a whopping $1.6 million. Crazy, right? But here's the kicker: someone out there is walking around with this insanely valuable 2006 D Lincoln penny in their pocket, totally unaware of its worth. Now, before you go flipping over every penny you own like a detective on a crime scene, stick with me. Because today, I'm breaking down why this coin is worth so much, how to tell if you have one, and how you can turn your pocket change into serious cash. And trust me, you don't want to miss this, because if you find one, it's basically like hitting the jackpot without buying a lottery ticket. Alright, let's dive into the surprising story of the 2006 D Lincoln penny and how you can cash in on this unexpected treasure. So, what's so special about this coin? I mean, it's just a penny, right? Wrong. This isn't just any 2006 D penny, it's a rare, 1 in a million mistake that makes it insanely valuable. Back in 2006, the Denver Mint struck millions of these pennies, but somewhere in the chaos of mass production, a few super rare errors slipped through the cracks. Now, when the US Mint makes mistakes, collectors go crazy for them. It's like finding a factory-sealed VHS tape of The Lion King. It may look normal, but to collectors, it's priceless. There are 3 key things that can make a 2006 D Lincoln penny skyrocket in value. This happens when the design is stamped twice, creating a slightly blurry or doubled look. It's like the penny got a little tipsy during production. If you see weird doubling on Lincoln's face, the date, or the lettering, bingo, you might be sitting on a fortune. Some pennies were struck slightly off, meaning the design is shifted and leaves a blank edge. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable it becomes. It's basically like a misprinted baseball card, rare and worth big money. Some of these pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal, making them heavier or lighter than usual. If your 2006 D penny sounds different when dropped or feels heavier than normal, it's worth checking out. Now, before you start cashing in your piggy bank, here's how to check if your 2006 D Lincoln penny is worth serious money. Use a magnifying glass or a phone camera zoom to spot errors. Pay attention to any doubling, odd textures, or misaligned designs. A normal 2006 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours is heavier or lighter, it might be a rare planchet error. Drop it on a hard surface. If it sounds different from a regular penny, it could be a wrong metal strike. Make sure the D mint mark, for Denver, is present. Some rare versions have the mint mark misaligned or missing. Alright, story time. So, a few months ago, I was hanging out with a buddy who was totally not into coins, like, the guy barely even checks his bank account, let alone his spare change. We were grabbing burgers, and he threw a bunch of pennies on the counter to pay. My coin nerd radar immediately activated. I spotted a 2060 penny with some weird looking lettering, snatched it up, and told him, dude, this might be worth a fortune. Well, long story short, after some research, turns out it wasn't the $1 million coin, but it was still worth a solid $150. Not bad for something he was about to ditch in a tip jar. Never underestimate a penny. The next time you get change, take a second to look. You never know when you might be holding onto your ticket to an early retirement. Some of these pennies have sold for thousands on eBay, especially if graded by a professional. If you think you have a high-value penny, big auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers can help you sell it for top dollar. If you're looking for a quick appraisal, visit a reputable coin dealer. To get the big bucks, you need an official grade. Send your coin to PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, for authentication. Alright, so let's wrap this up. Who knew that a tiny little 2060 Lincoln penny could be worth a mind-blowing $1.6 million? That's the magic of coin collecting, folks. You never know what treasure is hiding in your pocket, so here's your challenge. Go check your coins right now. Look for that 2060 penny, examine it for rare errors, and if you find something crazy, get it checked out. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune, and if you love discovering hidden treasures like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I'm dropping more videos on coins that could make you rich. Plus, I'll be sharing insider tips on how to spot valuable coins before anyone else. Hey, what's up, coin collectors and treasure hunters? Imagine this: you're digging through your spare change, looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and bam! You come across a regular old penny. Or so you think. Turns out, this little copper coin from 1994, with no mint mark, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $1.7 million for a single penny. That's not just a penny for your thoughts, that's a penny for your retirement. How in the world can a 1994 penny be worth more than a mansion in some cities? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving deep into the history, the rarity, and how you can spot one of these golden, or, well, copper, tickets in your pocket change. And trust me, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. And before we get started, if you love discovering hidden gems in your pocket, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chance to learn about the next big payday hiding in your couch cushions. Okay, so here's the deal. Most pennies from 1994 were minted either in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, or San Francisco, S mint mark for proofs. Normally, a Philly penny without a mint mark wouldn't be special. But here's where it gets interesting: some of these 1994 no mint mark pennies were struck with an ultra-rare minting error that makes them ridiculously valuable. We're talking about misprints, double strikes, off-center strikes, and even transitional metal errors that make collectors lose their minds. Some of these pennies were mistakenly struck on a different type of planchet, the metal disc used to make coins, and that's what makes them worth a fortune. It's like finding a typo in a first edition Harry Potter book. It's an accident, but because it's rare, collectors go wild for it. Alright, so before you go dumping out every penny jar in your house, let's talk about what to look for. This is key. If it has a D or an S, it's not the jackpot coin. Minting errors: look for doubled iobers, where Lincoln's face or the lettering looks doubled, off-center strikes, or weird thickness differences. The rarest 1994 penny was mistakenly struck on a bronze planchet instead of the standard zinc-coated copper. This means it weighs 3.1 grams instead of the usual 2.5 grams. Bust out a digital scale and check. Now, here's where it gets real. I once thought I found a super valuable penny, and let me tell you, I was already planning my yacht purchase. Turns out, it was just really dirty. But hey, the thrill of the hunt is what makes it fun, right? Okay, so you might be wondering, has one of these actually sold for $1.7 million? Yes, and here's the wild story. A coin collector at an auction wasn't even planning to buy a penny that day. But when he saw this one, verified by a professional grading service, he knew he had to have it. Bidding started modestly, but as more collectors recognized the error, the price kept climbing. $500,000. $1 million, $1.5 million. Boom! $1.70 million. Imagine being the person who found that penny and realizing it was worth more than a Lamborghini. That's why it pays to keep an eye on your pocket change. The 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be your unexpected ticket to millionaire status. If you have old pennies lying around, check them because you never know when you might be sitting on a fortune. And hey, if you found this video helpful, or just mildly entertaining, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips, crazy valuable finds, and ways to turn your pocket change into serious cash. Alright, folks, let's talk about something you probably have sitting in your couch cushions, your car cup holder, or maybe even at the bottom of that random junk drawer we all have at home, the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, it's just a penny, what's the big deal? Let me hit you with this: one of these bad boys sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yeah, you heard me right. A single, tiny, copper coin worth more than a fancy sports car, a dream house, or, honestly, more than most of us will ever see in our bank accounts at one time. And more importantly, do you have one? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you might be tearing your house apart looking for that spare change stash. Before we dive into the details, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was obsessed with collecting coins. Not in a professional, magnifying glass and white, more like he just hoarded loose change in jars like a dragon hoarding gold. One day, he's at a garage sale, and an old lady is selling a massive jar of pennies for $5. Dave, being the weirdo he is, gets all excited and buys the whole thing. Fast he's sorting through them, and boom! He finds a 1980 no-mint mark penny in near-perfect condition. Now, it wasn't the $1 million version, but he still sold it for over $1,000. From a jar of pennies. Talk about a return on investment. Now, let's get to the good stuff. Why is the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth so much money? It comes down to three things, and normally, pennies have a little letter under the year that tells you where they were minted. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and so on. But some of the 1980 pennies were struck without a mint mark. And when something is rare in the coin world, collectors go nuts over it. Some of these pennies were made with errors like doubling, where letters and numbers look slightly duplicated, or off-center strikes. A 1980 no-mint mark penny with an error can skyrocket in value, especially if it's in pristine condition. Coins are graded on a scale, and if your penny is in mint state, MS 65 or higher, congratulations, you're sitting on a gold mine. Well, a copper mine, technically. But still. A perfectly preserved 1980 no-mint mark penny is what brought in that $1.8 million price tag at auction. How do I know if I have the golden ticket, copper ticket? Here's what you do: grab a magnifying glass or zoom in with your phone now. Check the condition. If it looks shiny and flawless, you might be onto something. Lastly, compare it with images of known valuable errors online. If it looks like a match, get it professionally graded. How to sell your penny for maximum cash. Let's say you hit the jackpot and find a valuable one. Now what? Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Seriously, do not clean it. Even if it looks dirty, cleaning can ruin its value. Big auction houses or eBay can bring in serious cash. Sometimes, private collectors will pay top dollar without the auction hassle. Common mistakes that could cost you money. Nope, only the rare ones with no mint mark and errors fetch big bucks. If the market is hot, your penny could be worth even more in a few years. Some dealers might try to lowball you. Know what you have before selling. Your ordinary pocket change could actually be life-changing money if you're lucky enough to have a rare 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, I know what you're thinking: I gotta go check my piggy bank right now. And hey, I don't blame you. If you learned something new today, or if you just love the idea of turning spare change into serious cash, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be bringing you more tips, tricks, and secrets about coins that could be hiding in plain sight, just waiting to make you rich. And before you go, drop a comment below. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? I'd love to hear your stories.